one girl calls in, and she's like, very, very aggravated, exasperated, very upset. And she's calling us and saying, hey, I know this is a weird question, but have you ever, like, wrapped your cables in a bra strap? And I'm like, what? No. That's not standard procedure. She's like, all right, let me explain. So I found a bra strap that did not belong to me in my boyfriend's bedroom. And he said that he bought a Wii from you guys, and one of the cables was wrapped in a bra strap. Is that a possibility? And I'm like, oh, okay. This is the difference between a pretty big moment in these people's lives. I think personally there's no possible way that we did that. However, I'm going to just say maybe. Picked up a skateboard. I was buying a snowboard from him, and he goes, hey, all right, do you skate goofy or regular? I'm like, or do you ride goofy or regular? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. And he goes, okay, all right, stand still with your feet together, right, like this. I go, okay, and then he just walks behind me and lightly presses on my back to push me forward. So what happens is when you get pushed forward, which foot do you push forward first, right, to catch yourself? Because obviously I'm not just going to fall flat on my face, I'm going to catch myself. So whatever foot you put forward determines how you skate. So if you put your left foot forward, that means you skate regular. If you put your right foot forward, that means you skate correctly, which is goofy. It's a cool little trick that applies to barely anybody at all. I think it's cool. Whatever. So anyway, in the bag, there were all of these very clearly stolen from Goodwill items and a fleshlight. All that in the bag, folks. Which I'm not sure which is worse. Like, encountering that or the time that I opened a bag and there were, like, moldy Atari games and then a needle. Like a drug needle, you know what I mean? Like a syringe. So that scared the shit out of me because I reach in and then I saw it and I was like, whoa! I was like, because, you know, if you touch the flashlight, you can wash your hands, I think. But the needle, I'm like, I gotta wash my blood. You know what I mean? Ugh. So, anyway, yeah. But there I was, not being any part of this situation. But I was working with a guy, my old manager, when I first started this job. I must have only worked there like a week or so, right? And a guy comes in to trade in a DSi. So, of course, my manager, he's sitting there, he's testing it, checking all the features, of course, including the camera. He takes a picture of me. Oh, so silly. Cody, you want to see this picture? I go, sure. He opens up the album, and what do we see? What does he see? Oh, it's a photo of a PP. Presumably the PP of the guy standing right in front of him, trading in the game, trading in the system, the DSi. Thinks it would be better translated over text, but I think you guys might get a kick out of that. How long ago was that, Kelsey? How long ago was the bleeding in the museum incident? Nah, I'll go ahead. Can you fix dead pixels on an SP? No. I cannot, I'm sorry. 2 years ago, that was the first museum. Alright, let me tell you guys about the first museum. So there I was, minding my own business, freshly taken over Pink Gorilla Games. I only owned the place for about a year. Can you fix my name? Only owned the place for about a year. I think it was our first time at the Portland Retro Game Expo with a booth and everything. Very excited about it. I'm also excited because I get to see my sister. My sister recently picked up a job as a, at this point in time, she recently picked up a job as a flight attendant. And she was so excited to tell me all about it, flying around the world, jet setting, fucking meeting people from all over the world. She got to meet people from what's it called? Nebraska and Minnesota and other places. And she's also telling me about this cool, like, training she gets to apprehend assholes on planes. So, you know, like, if you have some kind of jerk who's, like, you know, trying to take over the plane and do something terrible with it, she knows how to apprehend them. And she was showing me some tricks, like, to, for example, you know, it reminds me of when your friend learns karate or something, and he's like, yo, I could kill you. All you gotta do is touch me. I would flip around, break your arm super easy. And he goes, all right, go ahead and grab my arm. No, the other arm. Oh, no, this other way. It's kind of like that, but she goes, all right, come at me, pretend you have a gun. So, of course, I'm coming at her, and I'm like, and she's like, no, not like that, dumbass. So I come up, acting like this. She grabs my hand, pulls me forward, and, like, knees me right here, right in the fucking mouth. And my tooth cut through my lip super bad, pouring blood out in the museum. And Kelsey's first thought is, Cody, no bleeding in the museum. And I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, I may need stitches. Thank you though, Kelsey. Glad to see the museum comes first. Thank you. So there I was in the morning, on my way out the door to go to work, and this, out of nowhere, I just hear, ah! And he just fucking smacks me, dude. He came flying out of the closet, completely out of nowhere, screaming, boom! Ran right into my leg, and then flew around the house, like, freaking out. It was like he was, like, ready to ambush me, dude. You go up to it, and then when you get up there to actually hang from the pole, right? It's just like a hang pole like you do at the gym. And I thought, oh, I'm not going to have a problem. I do that at the gym every time. So, like, in between sets, I'll just hop up and hang from that pole for 60 seconds to the point where it isn't even much of I'm not feeling it anymore. I need to hold on to it longer. So I thought, okay, twice that time, I bet you I could do it. Well, it turns out the pole rotates, and they also covered it in lube. So yeah, the whole pole is, like, super slippery, and it spins. They also put hydrochloric acid on it, so when you grab onto it, first it's slippery and it spins, and then your hands start burning. And then a bunch of kids come out and start whacking you with poles like a piñata. So it's a little harder than it looks, you know. You get a couple surprises along the way. I'll tell you what got me in trouble. There I was, minding my own business, being a teenager, watching Austin Powers Goldfinger. Yeah. Or wait, is that what it's called? No, it's called Gold... I forget. Anyway, I was watching the Austin Powers movie on DVD, and there's, like, a bonus features bit, and I'm just looking around. Yeah, Goldmember, that's right. And you remember in DVDs there are, like, Easter eggs, right? So one of the Easter eggs on Goldmember is just, like, a music video where there's straight up just titties out. And I find it, for the first time, I discover this in, like, the family living room, and put it on, and then Mom looks over and sees that, and she is furious. So, whoops.
Fun fact, I almost gave...
Infernal Dante says it'll take that.
Okay, I almost gave Sammy Sosa the chicken pox.
Why didn't you?
Well, he didn't catch it, thankfully, but we didn't know that I was contagious yet, and I hugged him. And he had never had the chicken pox before. So it could have happened, is all I'm saying.
Next up, we got A Bug's Life. Again, this is a fun game. I had an awkward exchange. I had a lady, so it was in the International District, and this lady comes in, and she looks at me and she's like, "Oh, thank God you're white."
What the fuck?
Because it's the International District. I guess she wasn't. She's like, "Oh, I didn't think."
That's horrible.
She said something like, "I didn't think you would be white." I was like, "Oh, yep, that's me."
That's terrible. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's it's so. He looks. You ever see one of those guys? It's just like he looks like furious and he's like shaking back and forth and stuff. And I come out to him. I'm like, okay, here, I got these 5 games. We'll just see what you think about it. You know, I can give you X amount of dollars for these games. And just right away, he's just like exhales like this. He's like, fuck no, man. Oh, fuck no. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, sorry, dude. Like, just you gotta go somewhere else, man. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, you came to me. I didn't like make you come here. Like, But I knew that wasn't going to end well. But, yeah, the guy, he was, like, freaking out. And he was, like, pointing out specific games. He's like, this one here's worth, like, $200. And I'm like, man, we sell that game for, like, $80. Like, I can't give you more than I sell it for. Like, ugh. Did he flick the smoke in the street? So this is a copy of Dragon Warrior, and on the back it says, Gabe, before I could read, you played this game with me and read, a slime draws near. Thy hit points decreased by 2, over and over and over. Thank you for being the awesome brother who initiated me into geekdom, and thank you for being here today. Love, Ian. 7-9-11, I think. It's pretty cute. Pretty freaking cute.
I text Nathan like, hey, I'm sorry, but I had to close the store for a little bit because I stabbed my leg and I'm not in a condition to work because I have this giant bleeding, gaping wound in my leg. And then immediately he texts back like, I don't believe you.
Wait, what?
Like,
what?
You know,
What?
and then he sends another text like, I need proof. I'm like,
what?
So I take a picture of, you know, all these bloody paper towels and like this